report on the non-oil export performance for the first quarter of the year 2025. Gentlemen of the press, you will recall that in the presentation of 2024 non-oil export performance in January this year, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, reported the highest value of exports since it was established 49 years ago, with a year-on-year increase of 20.77% from $4.515 billion in 2023 to $5.456 billion in 2024. The Council, working with our supervising ministry, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and other stakeholders, remain committed towards continuing this trajectory of increasing the volume and value of non-oil export from Nigeria by providing support to the exporting community in the areas of capacity building, standardization, creating market access, amongst others. These efforts, which are aligned with His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and the policy drive of our Honorable Minister of Trade, Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, we are all impacting positively on non-oil export volumes in Nigeria. The year 2024 result lends credence to the fact that several export intervention programs and projects initiated and executed by the Council, especially the Double Your Export campaign, is now yielding results. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I am glad to inform you that Nigerians' non-oil products exported in the first quarter of 2025 were valued at $1.791 billion. This is a 24.7% increase over and above $1.436 billion reported in the first quarter of the year 2024. The volume also increased to 2.416 million metric tons, which is an increase from 1.937 million metric tons recorded in the first quarter of 2024. In the first quarter of 2025, a total of 196 distinct products were exported. This figure reflects an increase when compared to 162 products recorded in the first quarter of 2024. These products range from manufactured to semi-processed goods, to industrial extracts and agricultural commodities, amongst others. Based on the information received from pre-shipment inspection agents, PIAs, of the top 20 products exported in the first quarter of 2025, cocoa and its derivatives, including cocoa butter, cocoa liquor, cocoa cake, came first, followed by urea and fertilizer, cashew nut, sesame seed, gold dough, aluminum ingots, copper ingots, soya beans, rubber, amongst others. So the top commodities in terms of total non-oil export accounted for over 45% was cocoa beans and its derivatives. Urea and fertilizer held the second position of 19.32%, while cashew nut came third at 5.81% of total non-oil export exported. Of the top 20 leading exporting companies, Indorama Element Petrochemicals, Fertilizer Chemical Limited, and Starlink Global and Ideal Limited maintained their positions as the first and second with 12.07 and 10% respectively. This is attributed to their notable export values of fertilizer and cocoa products. 10 member countries of ECOWAS actively engaging in import of Nigerian products throughout the first quarter of 2025. This is about 362,000 metric tons, amounting to $63 million, which constitutes 3.52% of total export from Nigeria. Nigeria has exported to other African countries in the first quarter of 2025. The value of this export totals 281,480 metric tons, valued at $32.732 million, representing 1.8% of total export value. These are evidences to show that non-oil export is increasing and all stakeholders are taking advantage of the potentials and opportunities inherent in this sector. It also lends credence to the fact that AFCFTA holds the key to intra-African trade, as it promises to be the largest free trade area in the world, both in area and in number of countries, connecting about 55 countries with a population of over 1.3 million people. So the Council is working with various stakeholders and the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment to ensure that Nigeria becomes a hub and takes its position as the giant of Africa. In the first quarter of the year 2025, a total of 485 NXPs were processed, which involved 28 banks. Zenith Bank PLC maintained its leading position, contributing to 30.71% to the total number of NXPs for non-oil export. First Bank of Nigeria PLC secured the second position with 14.22%, while Guaranteed Trust Bank PLC came third, contributing 8.89% to the overall NSP transactions, respectively. Exit points utilized. 16 exit points were used in the period under review to export non-oil products from Nigeria. Approximately 95% of the total non-oil exports were routed through seaports. In total, 6 seaports, 3 international airports, and 7 land borders served as exit points for Nigerian non-oil exports. These exports strategically traversed diverse regions, including Africa, Americas, Asia, Europe, Oceania. Notably, Netherlands, Belgium, and Brazil emerged as the top 3 countries in terms of export value for non-oil export from Nigeria in the first quarter of 2025. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council continues to drive towards building the capacity of value chain players from farm gate to market. In the first quarter, we ran various training programs across all the 6 geopolitical zones of the countries, leveraging on the 36 state operating offices we have, including FCTA, and trainings went on in person, covering areas of good agricultural practices, on documentation, logistics, packaging, and grooming these exporters to be able to enlist them in the export value chain. We also had hands-on training and then coaching and mentoring to ensure that we scale up in terms of non-oil export from Nigeria. As part of the effort to ensure that MSMEs export different processes, export foods and other agro-products, and to ensure that they conform to standards and quality, we also embarked this year to enlist them on global certifications for them. We had a certification that covers FDA, HACCP for 105 exporters, free and fully paid by the Council. Another batch of 100 exporters are also currently going on this process. In line with the Export Intervention Program, a total of 4,633 hybrid seedlings and inputs were distributed to farmers across the country. In Kogi State, farmers benefited from oil palm seedlings to start up seed interventions. In Akure, over 2,000 cocoa seedlings were distributed to farmers. In Bayelsa and different other regions, we try to distribute seedlings to farmers to help them scale up and also to empower them to play more actively in the export value chain. Conformity to standard and quality to curb rejects and also reduce contract cancellation remain utmost in the minds of the Council. So on this case, on this note, the Council, working with ITC, that's International Trade Center, Geneva, we conducted a baseline study, and that has been concluded, and the validation exercise also happened this year, and we have progressed on that. And from there, we have also started the IPMS to ensure that the farmers are trained and the players in the value chain are also trained. In the first quarter, the 3-year counterpart funding WTO STDF that baseline study was also done. And this lays credence to the Council's commitment to ensure that we keep to standards, we keep to conformity of standards so that our exports are not rejected. To celebrate International Women's Day 2025, Nepc ITC has showcase event organized by United Kingdom funded project, the She Trade, ITC and Nepc. The event was held here, and we had about 150 women exporters in attendance. We also engaged some buyers from different countries from United Kingdom. We also invited some buyers locally to showcase what Nigerian women are doing, and it was very awesome. A lot of products we've started seeing results in spices, different products, fashion, across different agricultural products. We'll continue to support the women, we'll continue to support the youth to enable them scale up and be part of the export value chain. One of the existing, we all know about women exporters in digital economy. So this is one good news that we also want to announce. Nigerian Export Promotion Council was selected as one of the 4 BSOs, Business Support Organization in the world, and the only institution in Africa that was selected to implement the first phase of women exporters in digital economy. This $50 million fund launched in February last year by Her Excellency Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala will support women-led businesses to participate actively in the global digital trade. Applications have begun in earnest, and we use this opportunity to call on women to please participate. Go ahead, register, and you stand a chance of being trained, and there will be grants, there will be training that will help to equip you to play in the digital space. Capacity building remains a core activity of the Council, leveraging its presence in the 36 states of the country and FCT. The Council continues to hold training programs to build the skills, the knowledge, the capacity of exporters to play in the value chain. In every nook and cranny of this country, we have hands-on training with our exporters, mentoring them, coaching them, and making sure that they are participating either as farmers, aggregators, or exporters themselves. Nepc Connect remains a platform that we will use to bridge the gap between the exporters and the Council. And we continue to leverage on that to train our exporters, and this will complement what we're doing with regards to in-person training carried out in various locations of the country. To address the glaring gaps in trade data and economic formalization at Nigerian border communities, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council launched a transformative sensitization program targeting informal trade, informal cross-border trade. We are already progressing on this as we are collating data and working with the players at the border post. The association boasts of over 150 registered members and exporters in this regard. We'll continue to create market access for our exporters and the players in the value chain. During the course of the program, we are able to take some exporters to some countries for trade fair. We had Netherlands. We also worked with exporters to embark on a trade mission to Mexico. 25 Nigerian exporters participated. And we have also participated in the Commonwealth Trade Investment Summit 2025. Nigerian Export Promotion Council remains committed to ensuring that we create visibility to Nigerian products, ensuring that we also create visibility to our exporters and enable them to partake or participate competitively in the global market. As part of our market, to enhance our service delivery, we also had a management retreat where we brainstormed and came up with different things that we want to do, and we have already started embarking on that. Gentlemen of the press, I would like to stop here. There are quite a number of things that we have done, but for lack of time, we'll continue to address you, but I would like to stop here. But let me sincerely use this medium to acknowledge the support and guidance of our Honorable Minister of Trade, Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, MFR, in driving diversification agenda of the federal government of Nigeria by leveraging trade, industry, and investment, with the ultimate goal of increasing domestic and foreign direct investment, trade revenue growth, and provision of export-led creations. This further aligns with the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, which is targeted at job creation, poverty alleviation, economic growth, and diversification of economy away from oil. At Nepc, we remain resolute and committed to driving up the volume and value of non-oil export for sustainable and inclusive economic growth. Finally, I want to sincerely thank the gentlemen of the press for your unalloyed support and continuous effort in highlighting the importance of non-oil export to economic development through your incisive reportage and your support. Thank you for your kind attention.